Hello students, in this lecture we will study about the events in the sexual reproduction, and it is the continuation of your first chapter, that is the reproduction in organisms. The main events in the sexual reproduction are pre-fertilization, fertilization and the post-fertilization changes. So starting with the first is the pre-fertilizations event in the sexual reproduction. Pre-name indicate is first, pehle. Pre-fertilization events means before the formation of or before the fertilization, what are the events? So before fertilization is the two main events. Number one is gametogenesis and second is gamete transfer. Gametogenesis means the formation of the gametes. Repeating, first is gametogenesis. Gametogenesis matlab it is the process of formation of a gametes. Based on the size or the shape of the gametes, that can be of the two types, homogametes or heterogametes. Homogametes or the isogametes means two types of the gametes are of the same size, shape, structure. Size means the structure and the shape all is similar. That is called the homogametes or the isogametes. The example for the homogamete is in the certain algae. That's the Chlamydomonas or Cladophora. But opposite to that, it is in the heterogametes, the two gametes are dissimilar, means male gamete is motile or which is commonly called as a sperm, and the female gamete, which is usually non-motile, is called as the egg. The example for it is the brown algae, it is a fucus example, and in human beings. So very important to learn, students, is the examples for it. So next is in this reproduction part, the two type of fertilizations is there, that maybe this is the self-fertilization or cross-fertilization. Organisms may be bisexual or a unisexual. For a bisexual, one more term is there called hermaphrodite. Hermaphrodite and the bisexual is the same meaning. Means, bi means two. Two sexes, two sex organs are present within the same organism. Example is earthworm. So with the help of the diagrams, it is easy to remember the terms also. In unisexual organisms, uni means one, only the one sex is there. Means male and female reproductive structures are different. As shown in the picture is, the example diagram is of the cockroach, you have done in the 11th class again, or human beings. They are unisexual, means male and female are separate. These examples is from the animals, but in the case of plants, bisexual animals are better to called as monoecious. Means in a plants we use the term monoecious for a bisexual. Meaning is the same, male and female flowers are on the same plant. The example for a monoecious plant is cucurbits and coconut. So I think you know what is cucurbits. Cucurbits means it includes, that is Ghia, Tori, Kaddu. This shown is the pumpkin that belong to the families Cucurbitaceae. So cucurbits may, that is both male and female flowers are born on the same plant. Then opposite to that, in the unisexual condition of that animals, we use the term is dioecious, means male and female plants are separate. Example for it is shown in the diagram in this picture is papaya. In papaya, male and female flowers are born on a different plants. So in this part, again repeating, examples to learn is very important from the competition point of view or for the MCQ point of view, which is now coming in your board exams also. In a common language, it is easy to learn that, or can be explained. Papaya is commonly called, these two plants in a common language means a gardener says about it, it is a papaya, papita or papiti. Papita means is the male plant and papiti is the female plant. Means female plant bear, that is the pistil, and that pistil, that pistillate flowers they produce is the, that is the fruit. Understood? Male plant, male papaya plant is having the staminate flowers. They have only stamen. They brings about the pollination, but no fruit formation is there in the male papaya plant. So easy to learn the examples is just with, again a tip is there with you. It is with the letter P and P, and that is also easy to remember, papita or papiti. It is with the letter is P. One example is papaya. Please repeating again, papaya, P. And another example is palm, means a date palm. Palm means P letter. Opposite to that, already discussed with you, is in the monoecious plants. Example is cucurbits, C letter. Another example for the monoecious plant is C letter. Which one? It is coconut. Okay. So coming to the next is the cell division during the gamete formation. So means how the gametes are formed, or what kind of the cell division takes place when the gamete formation is there. Very important point is gametes are always haploid. Repeating, gametes हमेशा क्या होते हैं? Haploid है, means N. Either the parents is diploid or a haploid, but gametes are always is haploid. If the organism is haploid, then its gametes will be formed by mitosis, means N will remains the N. अगर gametes haploid है हमेशा, तो अगर organism haploid है, N है, तो N will remains only N. N का आधा N तो होगा नहीं. So, how it is possible? By which process? By which division? It is only by mitosis. Clear this point? I am repeating again, the point is, अगर organism haploid है, तो उसके gametes कौन सी division से बनेंगे? Mitosis से. Because N will remains the N only. Second, अगर organism diploid है, तो उसके gametes कैसे बनेंगे? Because organism is 2N. So means then gametes haploid है, तो gametes will be formed by the process is meiosis. So this is I am showing you with the help of this alternation of generation life cycles, haplontic or diplontic life cycles. The cells in which the meiosis takes place is called meiocytes. Means in a human beings, as you know, male and female, Male is having their sex organ is that testes. They produce a sperm by meiosis. Females, ovaries, ova is produced by meiosis. The cells in which the meiosis takes place is called myocytes. Very important term is myocytes. So क्या है myocytes? वो cells हैं जिसमें meiosis हो रही है. Meiosis हो रही है तो it means that will be diploid. And meiosis हो रही है तो क्या बनने जा रहे हैं? Gametes. Okay, so under this point is coming again a one table of the chromosome number of the different organisms. So ये table भी बहुत important है जितना important था table that is of the lifespans, because many of the numerical type of the questions can be asked from this table in your exams. You can't ignore it, that is chromosome number is to be learned so many and then gamete number is to be learned about. I am again just giving you a few tips, which is I am using the word is fingertips to learn this table. It is starting with, first I am repeating again, the term myocyte is very important in this table. Myocyte का chromosome number diploid होगा. It is 2n. So no need to learn both the columns of the table, myocyte as well as the gamete number. Better to learn is the one column, understood. After that what you have to do is gametes का number क्या बन जाएगा? Haploid, half हो जाएगा. So start करें table को to learn with the few tips, and in that way only it is given here, which is easy to learn for you. Very important table. Do not ignore it. You need it for certain numerical type of questions in your genetics in the second unit also. So starting with that is the fruit fly and the house fly. Again comes the two flies, as we have done in the lifespan. The three flies were there. हमने lifespan के table में fruit fly पर ख़त्म किया था. So now starting carry forward कर रहे हैं with that a fruit fly only. Fruit fly and a house fly. Understood? Fruit fly कहाँ होगी? हमारे घर में. तो हमारे घर में क्या है? House fly. So start करें. So fruit fly chromosome number is 8. And house fly is 12. I think this table indicates you what we have done is just it is showing some at the table of a 4. 8 plus 4 is 12. That is, I think, being able to learn about fruit fly. Chromosome number is 8 and housefly is 12. Coming to the next is the 3 examples from the plants. That is onion, maize and the rice. Add 4 each. So table of a 4 is continuous with forward these 3 example. करें इसको forward means 12 में 4 add किया तो क्या बन गया आपका 16, 20, 24. Which are these 3 examples? It is onion, maize and the rice. Can we underline the first letters of each example? Yes. तो क्या बना हमारा tip for this 3 examples is OMR. I think you are familiar with this word is OMR. Okay, I know. Your answer sheets? Yes. So onion, maize and the rice. Okay, with this we finish the 5 chromosome number. You being able to learn the 5. First 2 क्या थे? Fruit fly, house fly. Next 3 क्या थे? OMR, onion, maize and the rice. With this the 24 is finished. Now in the 24, 10 is to be added to have that apple a day keeps a doctor away is apple. So number थोड़ा सा बढ़ गया है. क्या हो गया है? 34. So afterwards is again the 4 multiple. फिर से start कर रहे हैं हम. क्या? चूहा दौड़ बिल्ली आई? Yes, cat rat. cat is 38 and rat is 42. So 42 fits it, that's a multiple is good. Yeah, 46. Human beings, all of you know this number is 46. Afterwards comes is a potato, 48. Oh, I think everybody loves to have आलू का परोंठा हो या आलू पूरी हो. So बहुत क्लोज है हमारे इसका क्रोमोसोम नंबर. That's why I think our favorite is that. क्या? Human beings is 46 and potato chromosome number is 48. Then you have to learn the next is about a dog is having a 78, butterfly is 380 and a fern in a plant is the highest chromosome number है ये, that is a 1260. Very important to do when any kind of the question, type of the question from this table come is important to study whether they are asking about a meiocyte or in a gamete. Meiocyte, if it is asked, you have to reply in a diploid set chromosome number. If they are asking, it is in the gamete chromosome number, then answer to be written in a haploid set. But please, I am repeating again, दोनों columns को learn ना करें. It is better अगर आप एक diploid set को याद कर लेंगे तो haploid अपने आप आपसे बन जाएगा. हाँ जी, is it okay? In pre-fertilization events, after the gametogenesis, the transfer of gametes is very important for the fertilization. Gametes may be motile or a non-motile. Male gamete is usually motile, called as a sperm, and female gamete is a non-motile, is the egg. But with again exceptions, fungus or certain algae, both gametes are motile. Already taken up with example already in the previous slide is in the homogametes, Chlamydomonas. But few algae, bryophytes and pteridophytes, the transfer of gamete is with a certain medium and that medium is the water. Taking up the one example in details for this. Example is from the Markensia, which is the example of bryophyte. Male and female plants are separate. Male plant bears the sex organ antheridium and the female plant is having archegonia. In the male plant, in antheridia is formed, that's the sperms are called anthrozoid, which is motile. Female plant bear the archegonia. Archegonia is having an egg. Egg is the non-motile gamete. Sperm from the antheridium comes to the archegonia for fertilization through the water. So, very important this process, which is you are coming again for this in that internal fertilization it is. But in the case of angiosperms, that is the flowering plants, the transfer of gametes is by the process called pollination, usually the cross pollination. And when the pollen grain falls on the stigma of the female flower, female plant, they form the pollen tube and gamete is carried by this pollen tube. Second event in the sexual reproduction is fertilization, which is very important event it is. Means the fusion of the two gametes, male and female gamete is fertilization. So again the exception to the fertilization is the parthenogenesis. The example for parthenogenesis is honeybees, few lizards or a turkey bird, etc. Sometimes egg, if not get fertilized, means eggs without fertilization can also form a new organism. The example of it is a honeybee. In honeybee, not all the, which is a social insect, which shows the division of labor. In the beehive of a honeybee is the queen and the workers and the drones. Drones means the males of the honeybee is called the drones, which are formed without fertilization. Means they are haploid. Again, a very good and very important exception. And in this, if any kind of questions which is coming in your genetics also, if honeybee chromosome number is, that is diploid, what will be the honeybee means its queen chromosome number is 32, what will be the chromosome number of its male? It will be half, means 16. The eggs, queen produces the two kind of eggs. The eggs which get fertilized, they becomes female and they may be the workers or a queen. Eggs which not get fertilized, they becomes male, and in the honeybee, the males which are formed by parthenogenesis is called drones. Fertilization is of two types, that is external fertilization and internal fertilization. Name indicate. External fertilization takes place outside the body of an organism. If it takes place outside the body of an organism, it means number of the gametes formed will be more. A large number of gametes will be produced because there is a lot of chance for the predation, or survival chances is very less. There is a chance for the predation, so chance for the survival is less. So the number of gametes formed is in large amount. But opposite to that, in internal fertilization, which takes place inside the body of an organism, number of gametes produced will be less, because no chance for predation and survival will be better. Again, for your board exam, for your competition, for your objective questions, very important in this chapter is to learn, or that is to grasp, is the list of the examples. So in the plant kingdom, the 5 groups comes is the algae, bryophytes, pteridophytes, gymnosperms and angiosperms. Okay. Similarly, in the animal kingdom, that is the vertebrates comes fishes, amphibians, reptile, birds and the mammals. So means total how many groups are there with us of the plants or the animals is the 5 plus 5 is the 10. So just the 3 groups of these 10 groups, that is from the plants only algae, and from animal fishes and amphibians, in which the external fertilization takes place, means which is outside. In amphibians, is the tadpole larva is outside. It is fertilization takes place outside the body of an organism. While remaining 7 groups will be easy to again remember if it is in a figure number, if you will consider. The remaining 7 groups means that is 4 groups from the plant kingdom. Number 1, bryophytes. This you can again have a look to that video which is already I have covered in that gamete transfer, bryophytes. In bryophytes, fertilization takes place inside. Okay. Next, bryophytes, pteridophytes, gymnosperms, angiosperms. And in animal groups, reptile, birds and the mammals. Fertilization is internal. So repeating again, examples is very, very, very important to learn. Even in the board exams, the question comes from the examples. For example, what kind of fertilization takes place in the amphibians or in reptiles? Third event in the sexual reproduction is the post-fertilization event. That involves, number one is the zygote formation and second is the embryo formation. Coming to the first is zygote. As you know, zygote is always twin. If the fertilization is external, understood, zygote formed is outside the body of an organism. And if the fertilization is internal, zygote formed is inside the body of organism. In certain groups, sometimes the zygote which is produced outside, they develop thick wall around it. That thick walled zygote is called zygospore, which can overcome the unfavorable conditions. The example for it is in the certain algae or fungi. So this term is very important, is zygospore, because we have already taken up in the previous asexual reproduction was the zoospore, and then the term was the zygote. So make you clear about these three terms is zoospore asexual reproduction में बनता है and it is by mitosis. Okay, zygospore सेक्सुअल रिप्रोडक्शन में बनता है और इसमें मियोसिस होती है. ओके, एंड zoospore is in asexual, repeating again, and it was motile, while zygospore is non-motile, it is thick-walled and it is formed during sexual reproduction. Clear these two words? Zygospore and zoospore. If an organism is haploid, then in zygote, that is meiosis takes place, because adult to be formed is N again. I am repeating again, because this is covering your again alternation of generation, haplontic life cycle. अगर organism haploid है तो उसकी ज़िंदगी में ज़्यादा हैप्लॉइड स्टेजेस आ रही हैं. ज़ाइगोट 2n बना और ज़ाइगोट में फिर कौन सी डिवीजन से फिर से हैप्लॉइड न्यू ऑर्गेनिज्म बनेगा? बाय मियोसिस. दैट इज हैप्लॉन्टिक लाइफ साइकिल. बट इन डिप्लॉन्टिक लाइफ साइकिल में ज़ाइगोट इज फॉर्म 2n, but adult is again a 2n. So means in zygote mitosis takes place, because in diplontic life cycle में gametes बने थे meiosis से. तो अब diplontic life cycle में zygote में कौन सी डिवीजन होने जा रही है? It is mitosis, because 2n is to be retained, to be maintained, the 2n. Organism adult is 2n. Clear about this haplontic or diplontic life cycles? Second is the embryogenesis. So zygote undergo the process of cleavage, that means is a cell division, that is mitosis. Cleavage or cell division lead to then differentiation. Differentiation means specialization. Cells become specialized. When the cells become specialized, they will form the organs. When the organs are formed, organs they join to form the system, and all the systems together form an organism. So that is the embryogenesis. From the zygote, the process of formation of an embryo, and then from that embryo the young one or the adult is formed. That is called a embryogenesis. So next is, based on the development of the zygote in animals, the animals can be categorized into oviparous or viviparous. Although the term is very basic, but again you have to give an emphasis on examples part. Okay? So oviparous means that is the animals they lay eggs, means egg-laying animals are called oviparous, and viviparous means they give birth to young ones. So coming to the examples for the oviparous which lay egg, the eggs may be fertilized or unfertilized eggs. Eggs may be fertilized or unfertilized. So again you have to recall that a list of that examples is fishes, amphibians, reptile, birds or the mammals. In the case of fishes and amphibians, the fertilization is external. So it means they lay the unfertilized eggs. But in the case of the reptile and the birds, they lay the fertilized eggs. In the case of a viviparous, if they give birth to the young ones, it's understood the development of the zygote to an embryo takes place in the body of the female. It means understood there is a very well developed proper care, protection is there, and the chances of survival is better. Opposite to that, it means in the oviparous, the chances of survival is less because there is a more chance for the predation if they will lay fertilized or even the unfertilized eggs. Okay.